first thing to do is to go into YouTube, signed in as the St. Nicholas channel, and go to YouTube Studio. And if you haven't already done this, go to the Videos tab and go to the live streamed videos and find the services from the most recent Sunday. When you hover over them, you see 3 dots appear and you can click download to download them. You might have already done that if you're also re-uploading them as sermons. If so, you can skip this step. When it's finished downloading, go into your search bar and open up an app called mp4 to mp3. Not my mp4 converter, because that's become paid now. So open up that app, which you would have had to have downloaded for free. And when it opens up, don't worry too much about any of the settings, but add a file and add the whole service. I'm going to use the Mary's service. So what this does is it converts it from a video into an audio. So once it's there, click convert, and it will then take time before that process is finished. Once that process is finished, you'll see the mp3 file of the service appear in the folder where it was saved to. So the next thing to do is edit that in Audacity. So open up Audacity, and then file, import audio, and if you select from your downloads folder the service, and then that will take some time to import. And when that has finished being imported, it will show up here. What you want to then do is edit off the intro music at the start. So I'm going to put my cursor about at this mark here and press the space bar to get it to play. Looks like I'm going to have to zoom in further.
Welcome to the St. Nicholas.
Okay, so I can see that that is the mark at which the audio begins. Everything before that is pre-service music. So having put my cursor at that mark, I go edit, clip boundaries, split. Now that's split it in half, so I can double click this section and press the delete button to delete that. I'll just zoom out a bit and now head to the end of the service by scrolling along. And again, it looks like maybe this is the end of the service.
Spirit be upon you and remain with you always. Amen.
So I'll zoom in. I see that Jonty says amen there. And again, edit, clip boundaries, split, double click on the right hand side now and delete that. So that is now an edit of the whole Nix service. Make sure that your project rate in the bottom corner is set to 44100, and we can now export this as an mp3. So go to File, Export, Export as mp3. And the settings here are important. So you want the quality to be 48 kilobits per second, the bitrate mode to be average, and the channel mode to be joint stereo. If you have a higher quality, the file will be too big to play over the phone lines. So press save, press OK, no need to worry about any of those details. And then it will take some time to export that. When that's finished exporting as an MP3, if you go onto a web page and open up a Google Drive folder called Nick's and Mary's phone line MP3s. I'll probably put a link to this in the Jobs Hugh Does doc. And you want to then upload that news service. So we did the Nicholas service. So I find the MP3 that's the Nick's service, right click on it, once it's loaded up, right click on it and select Manage Versions. And I want to upload a new version. And I think it will have been saved in the phone lines MP3s folder for me. And I find Sunday the 28th of June, St Nicholas service, select that and wait for it to upload. And once that has finished uploading, then you want to save space by deleting the old version. So delete forever and close it. So that's updated the Nicholas service to the latest one. Now you go back into Audacity and we now want to edit this whole service MP3 and make one that's just the reading plus the sermon. So scroll along the top here and
there's a clue in the name Wycliffe Bible, and
for the reading.
1 in 5 people in the world, so that's billions of people don't have any
was proclaiming a very while under house arrest.
What has happened to me will turn out for my deliverance.
Okay, great. We found that the reading somewhere in here. I can see a gap in the audio, so it's likely there. But I'll just zoom in to check and press space to play.
The second reading is from Philippians.
Perfect. So I'll just select it as close to the start as possible and edit, clip boundaries, split, double click everything before that and delete. And I think on this one the sermon follows straight after the reading, so there's no need to piece it together. But if you needed to piece it together, you would just clip boundaries around the reading and around the sermon and delete everything else. But for us,
Versive message.
the sermon follows straight on. Looks like it might finish here. Let's listen.
Strengthen us in our weakness. Encourage us in our fearfulness.
Zoom in.
Embolden us in our faith. Amen.
Great. So that's the end of the sermon there. Edit, clip boundaries, split, and delete everything to the right of it. So we now have a 20-minute recording of the sermon plus the reading, so that's right. And we're going to export that again. File, export as MP3, and this time we're going to call it Sermon 28th of June, St Nicholas. Save that. And once that's finished exporting, then it would simply be a case of going back into the phone line Google Drive folder and right clicking on Nick's sermon, manage versions, and uploading a new version again just like we did before.